Arrivals from overseas and Taiwan will only have to undergo 2 mandatory PCR tests instead of 4 starting on Monday. And the first batch of the BioNTech bivalent booster vaccine is expected to arrive at the end of the month. Joanna Ho reports.
From Monday, arrivals from overseas and Taiwan will only be required to take 2 PCR tests, the first on the day they set foot in the city, counted as day 0, and day 2. Mandatory PCR tests on days 4 and 6 will be dropped. The new measure comes as the proportion of imported cases remained stable after the 0+3 arrangement was implemented. Undersecretary for Health Libby Lee said over 80% of positive cases were identified within the first 3 days, and infections detected later could be locally contracted cases. But arrivals will still have to undergo RAT tests daily until day 7. The number of quarantine days for close contacts of infected people in care homes will also be cut. Instead of a 7-day quarantine, they can leave the isolation facility early if they are negative in a PCR test on the 4th day and an RAT test on the 5th day. In another development, health officials said the first batch of the BioNTech bivalent vaccine is expected to arrive by the end of this month. They are expected to be available for vaccination as early as December and may be chosen by those going for a 4th jab. Although there is no plan by the government to mandate a 4th dose for the vaccine pass scheme, Lee said a booster shot is highly recommended for some people.
Especially the group more than 50 years old, likely because the group may have more chronic disease and they actually, the health conditions might be more severely affected by the infection.
New infections in Hong Kong, meanwhile, exceeded 8,000 for the first time since mid-September, with 8,052 cases recorded. There were 533 imported infections. 12 more people died because of the virus. Joanna Ho, HKIBC.